Well, hello there and welcome to Krasnoyarsk 2019, the home of the 29th Winter Univesiada. We're at the Sopka cluster in the heart of Siberia, where it's supposed to be cold, but you can see the sun is out. There's a slight breeze, but the weather is just beautiful. And the racing conditions, nothing short of perfect. It's time for the parallel giant slalom finals. The ladies will always go first, followed by the men's. We have the quarterfinals or the final eights coming first, and we'll switch between the ladies and the men's competitions. The qualifications, well, they were fierce, and the top 16 racers qualified for this, the final event. But only one can obviously win. The crowd are having a great time as well. The weather, well, it says partly cloudy, but I can assure you the sun is beautiful warming up this venue here. There's a slight breeze, but nothing really to affect the racers. Where Russia coming, boasting such a strong side. They had the 3 fastest times in qualification, and they're also the quickest in the men's as well. The start's altitude 460, a drop of 130 takes us to the finish line at 330 meters above the city. There's 20 gates for the athletes to wrestle with, and they will race twice. So both racers will race once in the red and once on the blue as well. And the winning racer from the first run will have a head start of the time that they won the first run by in the second, if that makes sense. And the second run will be a little bit like cat and mouse, where the leader from the opening run is chased by the second place. The 8 finals, followed by the quarters, followed by the semis, and then the finals coming in probably about an hour and a half's time. Lots of racing, lots of drama as well. 2 racers going head-to-head, toe-to-toe, some good old-fashioned snowboard racing. The female side of the draw has been lit up by Natalia Soboleva. A second place at the World Championships just last month. The sister of the 2015 snowboard world champion, Andrei Sobolov, as well. Was the quickest this morning. And up against Soboleva from Uzbekistan, Katerina Lyabina. And there is our top qualifier from this morning's competition, Natalia Soboleva. So this, the first of 2 runs. If one racer was to win by a second, they would have a second head start in heat number 2. 20 gates separating the racers from start to finish. On a course that's been designed so carefully. The gradient of decline the same on both sides, trying to make both race courses fair. So we're underway in the parallel giant slalom, the ladies event, and it's the top qualifier who's absolutely storming. Soboleva carving her turns, and for Lyabina, it's a long way back already. The Russian on home snow, cruising to victory, as we may well see in a few of these opening encounters. Waits in the middle of the board, transferring the edge to keep speed. There we have Natalia Soboleva. first run. The racer from Uzbekistan, Katerina Lyabina, she goes to Tashkent State University. But Soboleva was so quick out the gates. She's absolutely stormed it, just 17 on the FIS World Cup standings, but 23 years young. First time at these games, and Russia, well, they've made a statement, haven't they, early on? .29 seconds, the difference going into heat 2. There's confirmation. Second race of the 8th finals. Kazakhstan versus Poland in this one. Wearing big 9 is Daria Slobodinka from Kazakhstan. 8 is Helena Chik from Poland. Poland, who won this competition in 2017. Alexandra Kroll, who now is a fierce competitor on the World Tour as well. And as we've seen, a good start in these races, crucial if you want to take an early lead. Poland versus Kazakhstan. It's a close start, isn't it? 8 versus 9 in the qualifications. Poland in the red, who came 8th, but it's Kazakhstan who look like they're just in front. This one, mouth-watering, it's turn to turn. There's nothing between the two, really. Kazakhstan look like they might just have the edge going into the second run, but there's still so much snowboarding to do. But it looks like there's been a slight loss of time on the blue course. It's close, it's very close. Looks like Helena Chik has taken that one. By 0.22 of a second as well. What a race. Keeping speed the whole way down the course is key. As soon as you make one mistake, you are playing catch-up. Helena Chik goes to Krakow University, first time at these games. Second place on the FIS World Cup in Austria this year as well. First run completed, advantage Poland. From the Czech Republic, Kristina Alvichkova up against Elizaveta Salikova from Russia. 5th in qualification. It was a qualification run that was packed full of Russian athletes at the top. They were the quickest 3, and they had 4 of the fastest 5 times as well. So Russia versus the Czech Republic, and look at the speed. The 5th qualifier from Russia, fast out the gates. Alvichkova, 12th after qualification, but there's a big space between the two. One mistake, as per usual, could be costly though. Smooth racing. And it looks like Russia have almost got 2 athletes into the final 8 already. Katerina Lyabina and Krishna Alvichkova needing to make up some drastic time to stay in the competition. Just the intent out the hatch was well and truly there. 1.29 seconds. It's exactly the same gap that Soboleva has over Lyabina in Heat 1 as well. It's all about the margins early on here in Krasnoyarsk. Yutong Shi from China. From Jilin University of Arts. Will be racing against 4th place in the qualification. Harim Zhong from the Republic of Korea. And if there's one athlete, non-Russian athlete, who really does have a chance of bursting the Russian bubble here today, it is Zhong. 8th place on the World Cup in 2019, already in the PGS, 2 times winner on the European Cup as well. And racing on the World Cup, the athlete who's just left your picture, since 2011. 23 years old, so that's a 9-year career already. Just a slight delay. Korea on the red course, China on the blue. And for Korea, who held such a great Olympics, Lee Sang-ho also going in the men's competition today, the silver medalists, or medalist from those games. We're in for a treat of racing. Just confirmation of the race. Shi Yutong on blue, Harim Zhong on red. And after a delay, we're underway yet again. The Koreans off to a far quicker start. Fast out the blocks. And we're going to see some incredible racing as this sport progresses today. Parallel giant slalom, the faster of the 2 slalom events. But Korea look like they've got the stronghold over China. Slight mistake there, though, from Harim Zhong. But it's lucky. One mistake the racer can get away with in this matchup, but potentially not later.
Now we're waiting for the Chinese lady,
And Yutong Shi crosses the line. Good gutsy performance from China, who are going so well on the World Cup as well. And Beijing coming very quickly, the next Winter Olympics. All those athletes will have one eye on maybe competing or being inspired by that home Olympic Games. But easy pickings so far for Harim Zhong from Korea. 1.29 seconds is, again, the maximum that you can win by in this competition. More Chinese racers coming our way. Ying Jia up against Maria Valova, another World Cup racer. Valova from St. Petersburg State University, first time in these games, but always in and around the World Cup since 2017. 4th place in the parallel slalom in the USA last month. 5th place in the World Championships in the giant slalom as well. So competes well in both, and there's an early crash. Has it all to do here. Ying Jia to get back into this one. Cruising away is Maria Valova, and it looks as if Russia are already going to have 3 in the last 8. The penalty, as we've seen before, can only be 1.29 seconds in this competition, so it will be that finish very strong. China, once again, left a little bit behind. Yingjie from Harbin Sports University. No record of Racing World Cup yet, but the future is bright. Remember, these athletes in their early 20s. Russia already showing their speed down this course. China have it all to do. Yingjie. There's confirmation of Heat 5. Concentration at the top of the course for a race that should be much closer than the previous one. Vivian Santifola from Italy up against Alexander Maria Michalik from Poland. Qualified 6th earlier on today. The Polish athletes from State Higher Vocational School of Młody Targ. 39th in the World Cup is the best World Cup performance from her. Santifola, well, placed 14th in the parallel slalom in this competition 2 years ago and 22nd in the parallel giant slalom. So she's already done better, the Italian racer. It's a great start from both athletes on the course. On the red course, Michalik looks like she's a gate or so in front. Can Poland really test the Russian athletes today? You would maybe think so. Close race, all the same. Michalik takes it by just over a gate. Santifola has it all to do on the second run. See more sprays of snow as the edge changes on the board. That's what's going to put the brakes on. Just there, you can see smoother racing from Michalik. Smiles for the cameras. Poland have a 1.29 lead going into the next run. Two heats left here. Latvia, Paula Anna Vitola will be going in blue, qualified 10th. Asa Toyoda from Japan, who grew up in England and actually attended Dartmouth College in an American school there before moving to Japan. Calls herself a third cultured kid. But Toyoda is in the red for Japan, and she's very quick out the starting gates. Vitola, big sprays of snow slowing her down, but it looks as if she might just be getting back into this one. We're halfway through almost the course, and this is one of the best ones so far, but Toyoda has gone. Opportunity now for Latvia, Anna-Paula Vitola. A turn up for the books, and Japan, after qualifying 7 in the time trial, will have A lot of hard work coming their way. You can see Toyota not happy. Vitola, on the other hand, can be really proud of that performance. From the Latvian Academy of Sports Education. Best place, 48th on the parallel slalom in 2017 on the World Cup, but not racing as regularly as Toyota, that's for sure. It's another great performance, this time from Latvia. Another big hitter coming our way in heat number 8. Yang from China has her work cut out against Milena Bakova from Russia. Bakova, who qualified in 2nd place, the 21-year-old from Volga Region State Academy of Physical Culture. 10th place at the Olympic Games for Bakova, but has won World Cups in parallel giant slalom before, and you can see the difference in the racing already. Russia, because of their good qualifying times, mean they've had a slightly better draw for the opening round of racing. Bakova looks so assured, so steady. It's going to be between Bakova, Velova and Soboleva. The impressive performance as well from Harim Zhong. It's still open, anything can happen, as the previous race showed us. Big cheers for Shiki Yang. Crosses the line from Peking University. First time in this competition. Hopefully the first of many. Big hugs. Second heat's coming our way very soon. See the difference in riding positions, how dynamic Bakova was throughout that run. And there is confirmation of our final heat of the 8th finals here in Krasnoyarsk. Crowd again having a wonderful time here. Siberia have just done a fantastic job. It's fit for an Olympics, this park, this competition. So time for the men's competition. And first off, again, it's a Russian big hitter in Dmitry Loganov. Now, the man in your picture is not only the double world champion, he's a double world junior champion, the first person ever to have the double-double. He led the charge again today, Loganov. And listen to the crowd. He's a massive hero for Russian racing. And Loganov, after a second in Secret Garden in the World Cup just last week, hasn't had the best World Cup season, actually. Hasn't won since 2018, but looks so assured and calm on the board. And looks like he will take this opening heat very nicely. Loganov is off to a great start. Took the time trial. Goes to Krasnoyarsk State University. Favourite for gold here today as well. Will be challenged by the likes of Dmitry Sarsenbayev as well, who's 2 times a world junior champion in parallel giant slalom. So he won't have it all of his own way, but this time it was very, very strong against Richard Moss, who's done well on regional circuits, no appearances on the World Cup. His time will be coming. 21 years old. But Loganov is one to keep an eye on. Lots of racing coming our way in the Siberian sun. Warm enough to not feel the cold, cold enough for beautiful race pistes that are firm and very, very solid. Toda will be next up against Timuraj Glavan. Toda at 20 from Chukyo University. As the women try and keep warm, and you can understand why, because there's big breaks in between races. Time to stiffen up. It's difficult racing 20 gates. Lactic acid starts to build up. Feel it in your legs. Racers can't afford to stiffen up. Especially the one on your picture. Asa Toyoda, who has all the work to do in her second heat. Sinej Glavan, 19, from Selej Vocational College. 56th place is his best World Cup result. The second place on the junior circuit, though. Toda will be the first one out of the gates. 8 versus 9 from the qualification. It should be super, super close. Toda in red, Glavan in blue. And there is a mistake from Glavan, hitting one of the gates, but keeps his speed anyway. This one's going right to the wire. Toda and Glavan. Another misplaced turn. He's gone too tight. 2 mistakes costly. And consistency from Toda gives him the edge going into heat 2. Great shots. Some racers will go more direct to take the shortest route. Others will take a longer line around the gates, going from high to low. Might be longer, but it gives more time to use the edges and keep the speed. You can see the contrasting styles between the 2 racers. Toda takes it. Still a little bit left in that one, though. Another home racer about to go, but the Bulgarian Dimitar Ganshiev will be racing in blue, the 24-year-old who studies medical studies in Bulgaria, up against home rider Vladislav Shkurkin. Took a 5th in qualification. 2nd in this event. in Kazakhstan 2 years ago. Parallel slalom world junior champion in 2015 as well, but the Russian athlete has been quiet on the World Cup scene as of late, so you'd expect him to really perform well here. And he's off to a very comfortable start, just cruising. You can see the edges of the board pinging around from the Russian. He's getting maximum performance out of his equipment. Gangshev left reeling just a little bit. Moment of glory in front of home fans. It's another Russian win in Heat 1. But the competition is alive and kicking. The crowd just want to see Russia cross the line first every single time. Woo! Shukurikin takes the win. Two new racers at the top of these 20 gates in blue. Dawon Kim, the South Korean from Kyungpook National University, first time in this competition, up against the Polish racer Oskar Kwiatkowski in red. Goes to Krakow University studying physical education. A second place in the parallel slalom 2 years ago, a sixth place in this event. This one should be pretty close, but it's the Polish racer who gets out well once again. Looking to potentially medal after this morning's impressive performance. A seventh in qualification will give him good belief going into today. Not quite as quick a turns as some of the others, but comfortable all the same. Dawon Kim, 2 or 3 gates back. Poland have started well in every race that they've been in so far. High fives all round. They will see each other again in just a moment, though, as we go to heat number 2. Kwiatkowski, 13th place, Pyeongchang. He's top rider, and this is a top competition. Big moments coming our way. Once again, 1:19 the difference. That's the maximum you can win by, even if you win by 3 or 4 seconds. In the blue, William Silverman from the USA. Hobart and William Smith College. 15th last time out. This is a difficult matchup. Dmitry Sarsenbayev from the Siberian State University. Been racing on the World Cup since 2016. So far, no World Cup racing for Silverman, but was 3rd place at the Junior Championship in Canada in 2017. It's a very good start from the Canadian. Sarsenbayev is getting much lower in his racing position. Really good work from both riders. Silverman is hanging in there as well. He's doing himself proud. But Dmitry Sarsenbayev from Russia gives them another victory. The Russian fans would be right to be confident here. 4th place. World Cup in parallel slalom this year is his best. Also a 4th place at the World Championship. Sarsenbayev will want to be medaling here after a year of just being the bridesmaid on the outside of the podium. Great racing though. Silverman can be very pleased with his performance as well.
What up, boys? What up, Dad?
Some props to the family as well, who might be watching at home. You did you proud. Barbara from Canada is next up from the University of Western Ontario. 7th place on the FIS Championship in Canada in 2018. That was parallel slalom though, up against Valery Kolegov from Russia, another Russian racer who's chosen to go in the red. Kemerovo State University, always around the World Cup. He's been quiet for the last couple of seasons, but he's loud now. It's a big statement of intent here from Kolegov. Took a 6th in qualification as well. He's cruising here, but Faber is not far away either. Good racing all round, but Kolegov takes it pretty comfortably. Corey Adam Faber will have 1.19 seconds to make up in the second race. You can already see the strength and depth of this Russian squad. Incredible the speeds that they're coming down here. And they all have really strong resumes within this sport. There's confirmation before the start of our second legs. We go again. Konrad Rex, Sasha from the USA, up against Mikko Jakub, Novacek from Poland. Saka from the University of Vermont. Novacek, well, was on the World Cup since 2014, a 12th place so far is one of his best results, but he's a national champion twice in this one. And it's a close start from both athletes. Novacek is in red, Saka in blue. This is a close one. It looks as if the American might have just pulled out in front by a little bit, but it's head-to-head, toe-to-toe, but there's mistakes from Saka. And on the line, Novacek, one would say, potentially gets a little bit lucky there. Qualified in 7th. There's still business to be done in that head-to-head. What a race. The head falling on the inside of the turn. Trying to get maximum speed out of the board, compromising the balance. 1.19 the difference again. Novacek looking good. Zachary Lively from the USA has a tough draw against Sang-ho Lee from Korea, who delighted home fans in Pyeongchang almost this time last year, winning a silver medal in the Phoenix Snow Park, and is currently in 2nd place after the qualification. Sang-ho, who's in-form racer, someone who's kept growing and growing, but still just 23 years young. The board biting from edge to edge. The speed is good, cruising to the end. Zach Lavi will have to settle for second, the 50 qualifier. Handshakes all round because that is the end of the first heat. But we still have the women's second heat coming up next, then the second heat of the men's coming our way before we start to hit the quarterfinals, the semis, and the finals as well. Still so much racing coming our way. Big crashes. Eating some snow there. Lavi Sang-ho cruising to victory. Sang-ho Lee takes it. A slight break in proceedings as we get ready to change back. The ladies, maybe there's some aspiring snowboard racers in the crowd, who knows? One thing this will do is inspire the whole town. As it's time for run 2 of the 8 finals from the ladies' competition. After some exciting racing, Russia have really started the quickest. Natalia Soboleva. Big hitter in this one. There is Maria Velova partying away. And why not? Beautiful day in Siberia. The sports presentation team creating a party. Natalia Soboleva this time will be on the blue side. Katerina Lyabina on the red course will be starting 1.29 seconds down on the favourite for this one. Soboleva is gone. And now Lyabina gets to go as well, but she's already so far behind. And she has it all to do. You'd expect that Soboleva, unless something drastic happens, will be into the quarterfinals. You can see how wide she goes, high at the top of the turn, gets closer to the gate as she reaches it, and she's always looking 2 to 3 gates in front. Easy pickings in this one, and 10 seconds separated the top 10 over 2 runs in qualification. Lyabina just styling it out towards the end. Hugs all round. Natalia Soboleva. Her day will get tougher, that's for sure. And unfortunately for Katerina Lyabina, that's her day finished, but she can be very proud of making the top 16. A result that's be very good for Uzbekistan. The 20-year-old from Tashkent State University. Her first time at this competition and a great experience. Heat 2. Maria Chik from Poland is back up. She also has a slight advantage, 0.22 of a second. Daria Slobodina from Kazakhstan is her opponent. Slobodina will be getting let out second, but there's not much in it already, and she knows she has an order to do. It's a very good start from the Kazakh athlete, though. Really piling the pressure on Chik already. But can Chik stay in front? That's a great turn, a smooth turn from from left to right. Poland versus Kazakhstan in what is one of the best races so far. But it's all gone wrong on the red side of the course. Devastation for the Kazakhstan athlete. Daria Slobodkina is leaving the competition, but she started so well. Cheek goes through, starting out a few turns as she crosses the line. Slobodkina. You have to give credit to the 24-year-old here from the Kazakh-American Free University. Comes out the starting gates, 0.22 down, and just rips it. But she knows she's got it all to do. The sport's different in the racing capacity. Qualification, it's just you. In the racing, you're always looking across the piste. Joy for Poland. They're looking to win this competition 2 games in a row. Elizaveta Salikahova from Russia. Bib number 5 against Krista Alvichkova from the Czech Republic. And the Czech racer really has it all to do as well. Remember, 1.29 down, already almost a gate and a half back. And Russia are relentless in this sport. That's something we've already known today. Cruising turns. Salikova making it look very easy. 22. Bashkir State University will take this one by some distance. And after a 4th place in the World Cup in 2016, a World Junior Champion in 2016 as well. Can she put pressure on the other Russian athletes? 5th after qualification, but she is through to the final 8. Alvichkova, well, she can be proud of her performance as well. 12th in qualification. She's raced really nicely. The 22-year-old from the University of Economics and Management, who took an 18th place at the Italian Championship. Hopefully we see her again, but at the moment it's all about Elizaveta Salikova. Russia are stamping some authority here. We go back to the top. Harim Jeong from Korea was the best non-Russian qualifier in 4th. Up against Yutong Shi from China. Ferocious stuff from the Korean in the first leg of the heats. Previously, the Chinese athlete has it all to do. This should be a victory for Harim Jeong unless she makes a mistake. Loads of snow spraying everywhere on your screen. But balanced and really consistent riding as they come halfway down the course. Korean riding so much quicker. Smooth and cruisy, edge to edge. Yutong Shi, her event has come to an end. The 22-year-old from Jilin. Cruising it out. And what a performance as well. Qualifying for the final 16. She can be very, very proud, but she's come up against a few tough racers. Harim Jeong, top 10 on the World Cup.
South Korea.
20th place at the Olympic Games. It was always going to be tough, wasn't it, for the Chinese rider? Confirmation. Nareem Jean goes through. Very polite.
Next competitors of stars, representing Russian Federation on the blue track,
Maria Belova looking to continue her good form after the first heat up against Ying Jia. Belova, third in qualification, Jia 14th. That's why they're wearing their respective bibs. Belova, who was dancing around before the start of this second race, looking so much more focused right now. Such a big start, different in technique. You can see in between the turns, Belova is more dynamic, extending and then compressing all the time. A much more static position for the Chinese racer. Russia, well, they're doing bits again here. Through to the next round, Belova, St. Petersburg State University's finest, representing really nicely here. 2 times Europa Cup champion as well. The depth in the squad is unbelievable today from Russia. Injia from Harbin Sports University. But unfortunately, we say goodbye to 2 Chinese athletes in a row, but they're already competing and winning World Cup events. China, they have great depth in this competition at world level, and the future is very bright for them. Belova goes through. Big race, this one. Alexandra Mikulek up against Vivian Santifola. And the first race between these two, very, very exciting. 1.29 seconds is still the difference between the two. Santifola made a mistake at the very end of the first run. Mikulek will have it all to do here to keep her speed and to stay in front. One mistake would cost her dearly, and there it almost was. It looks as if the head starts has made a massive difference here. Santifola has ridden very, very well. And it looks like her day's work is finished. Win for Mikulek. Already better than her 10th place at the Junior World Championships in 2018. She's in the final 8. Vivian Santifola, well, 22nd place in this competition last time out. Santifola from the University of Bolzano. Can be proud of that performance today. We expect her to be challenging in the parallel slalom tomorrow. 4 or 5 different faces in the parallel slalom tomorrow, but mostly the same riders. Mikulek goes through by 4 seconds. Another big race in the blue. Asa Toyoda, if you remember, raised in England, now living in Japan, went to American school, up against Anna Paula Vitola. Crucial moments, because Toyota was favourites, now racing the blue line, but she found herself behind after a crash, and now Vitola just has to hold on tight, but it's another costly mistake from Toyota in the blue. She has it all to do now, but you would think she still has half a chance. She has to race a little bit more composed than what we've seen. The technique is good. She can feel herself gaining in speed and taking time away from Vitola. This one's going to be close. If she does win this one, Toyota, she's brought it back from the brink of defeat. It's going to the line. Who's going to take it? It's so close. Nobody knows as of yet. Edge of your seat stuff. Asset Toyota. Take a bow. Falling in the first run, falling in the second, but taking it close. Either way, it's going to be by 100th or so of a second. Who knows? Mistake going over the toe edge. But what drama. It looks as if on that shot that Vitola takes it. She does just 800th of a second.
Now the next competitors on start, representing Russian Federation on the track.
Milena Baikova from Russia up against Shiki Yang from China. 15th fastest qualifier. Milena Baikova is one of the favourites for this competition. The 21-year-old really pushing Natalia Sabaleva throughout this competition. 1.29 second gap between the racers in the start blocks. So Baikova is away by some distance as well. High around the gate and then getting closer to keep that fastest line. It's rhythm and ease at the moment. Shiki Yang from Peking University is still on the top third of the course. Baikova is having a stormer here. Potentially there's enough time for her to go up and do it all again. Smooth work. But business as usual for Baikova, because she knows that her day is going to gradually get tougher. But she's on the other side of the draw. Soboleva. The two fastest qualifiers taking the top and the bottom half. Some great shots though of our athletes. Lots more rotation from the back foot on the board. More edge work from the Russian on the left of your screen. Only one winner. Unfortunately, Shiki Yang's day has come to an end. But once again, great to qualify for the last 16 here in Krasnoyarsk. And again, the weather here. 3 weeks ago here in Siberia, it was -40. And now it feels more like the Caribbean. The fans might just start to catch the sun here. It does get much colder at night though. It's already been such a wonderful competition here in the park. Gold medals for Russia and Belarus in the aerials. Snowboard cross was exhilarating. This event just heating up as well. Just waiting for the men's event to get underway again. And Dmitry Loganov is obviously the favourite, but it's an open field as well. Loganov hasn't had it all his own way throughout the World Cup season. Yes, he had it all his own way at the World Championships. Of course he did. He won gold in the parallel slalom and the parallel giant slalom. But it doesn't mean he wins every time he leaves the start gate. Tuning in from all over the world, but to give you some context, this is the biggest country in the world. Krasnoyarsk is the second biggest region. It's organised the most ambitious games in the history of the Winter Univesiada. Great job as we head back to the men's competition. We were just speaking about Dmitry Loganov. He's getting us underway, the fastest qualifier. Up against Richard Moss from Canada. Loganov from Krasnoyarsk State University is the real deal, and it's a good start. There's a big advantage for Loganov, who almost makes a slight mistake on the slightly steeper top of the racing piste. Moss, well, he's riding well. They're a third of the way down, and Loganov has got almost a two-gate advantage. The speed that he keeps in between the turns is sensational as he goes from toe to heel, really getting close to the snow as well. He's quick, and he's already a legend in this country at 19 years young. Moss, and unfortunately that's his day finished. Proud moments, finishing in the top 16. But there is no shame in losing to the world champion, double world champion at senior and junior level. Loganov is on flames. Maximum performance out of the ball for Loganov. Smooth in between turns, aggressive at the backside of the turn. Loganov takes it by 12 seconds. Toda back to the start from Japan, the 20-year-old from Chicago University has a good lead over Janej Glavan from Slovenia. More appearances on the big occasion for the Slovenian, but already looking up the course, he's starting to gain just a little bit of time here. And Toda looks as if he might just be struggling. Glavan really going well into the lower section. He's made up all that time, and it looks as if he might just take the lead. He would have pulled it back already from the brink of defeat, but Toda is struggling here. Who takes it on the line? It's a close one. And from the commentary position, there is no line of the photo finish. It's so, so close. Toda. Pretty sure about that one. Still difficult to see from the commentary position. But what drama. That's what we like. By a whisker. So close. 0.08 of a second. Happy days for Van. Raced superbly well. Well done. Things are heating up. Back to the very successful Russian team. Vladislav Shurikin racing up against Dimitar Yanishev from Bulgaria. Russia have the lead here, 1.19 seconds. It should be another Russian racer into the final stages, although, who knows? As we've said before, one mistake here, one loss of speed, and it's completely game on at this level. But it is Shurikin leading Yanishev again. Bulgarian has it all to do, but Russia just technically so good and subtle on the board, but dynamic as well in between the turns. The weight in the middle of the board the whole way through. Russia, well done. The former parallel slalom world junior champion bringing his A game. Well done though, Dimitar Yanishev. Has a little wave to the crowd, and why not? Every racer a hero out there today. And drags for balance. Super low racing positions, fast times in the sun. Would you really want to be anywhere else? There's confirmation. Russia have another one in the final 8 of the men's competition. Oskar Kowalski from Poland, not racing on the red course, up against a Won Kim. It's the Polish racer that has the lead by 1.19 of a second. Racers ready. And the Polish rider who took a second in the parallel slalom 2 years ago in Kazakhstan, Tabagan. It's looking smooth here, slightly more comfortable, you would say, in the parallel slalom that comes tomorrow, looking at the racing results, although form is good here. And we'll see if he can do something special. He's through. The man wearing the 4 jersey on the blue side, Won Kim. Kowalski can be very happy with his performance. Kim with the 43rd place, the World Cup in this event. Let's see Sarsanbayev. Another Russian racer that really doesn't need as much. Introducing up against the American here, William Silverman, who's on the red side, starting just 1.19 behind. Still has it all to do, and he's gone early, Silverman, but he's raced so well. But one thing you can't afford to do against Russia is make mistakes. Almost 2 gates down, coming in to the second half of this testing course. It's the same for both sides. But again, Russia are victorious. Silverman from Hobart and William Smith Colleges took a 15th here in this competition 2 years ago. He's done his country proud. Dmitry Sarsanbayev, who resides in Siberia, cruising it. Waiting for confirmation. There it is, DNF, William Silverman, but performance to be proud of. More big moments coming our way from the men's snowball cross 8th finals, because there's another Russian, Valery Kolegov, 23-year-old, up against Corey Farber from Canada. The Russian took the first encounter between the two, but it's a long way back already for Farber. 1.19. Russia already away. Canada coming out second. Both big alpine nations. Canada slightly more famous for their more freestyle leading events over the racing. But Russia, time and time again this time, Kolegov is going to take this one. 2 gates left for the Russian. Farber hangs with the opponent really well, though. Good job, Corey Farber. Another rider being proud of that top 16 finish. 11th in the qualifier. 7th place in the parallel slalom in Canada on the FIS Championship circuit. Might just see him go well tomorrow in a much tighter course. Might just lend itself to Farber. Kolegov 6th in qualification. Again, another one who would potentially favour the parallel slalom. But it is Valery Kolegov who goes through. Mikhail Novacek racing next on the blue course for Poland. Another Polish racer up against Konrad Saka from the USA. Poland have the slight advantage over the US here. It's another one that won comfortably, Novacek, in the opening encounter, in the opening race between the two. Obviously, now they've changed courses and they go again. Saka, though, Just letting a couple of loose turns come his way, and then just riding it out. Mikhail Jakub Novacek, racing in blue, has done his job. From the jersey, Kuchka Academy of Physical Education. Took a fourth in this competition just 2 years ago. Let's pay attention to him. Field potentially slightly deeper this year with the Russian athletes so well supported. Great pictures all round though. That was the early mistake. Off of balance, 2 turns in a row, and once you make one mistake, it's difficult to regain composure and rhythm. Konrad Taka can be very proud of himself, the man from the University of Vermont.
Yeah.
Could only be one winner, though. That's Novacek.
Hey, good luck.
We welcome back to the top of the run Sang-ho Lee from Korea, the Olympic silver medalist. How does that sound? I imagine pretty good for him. Up against Zachary Delavi from the USA. Delavi now from the University of North Dakota. First time at these championships. Sang-ho Lee took a 6th in 2015 in this event. He'll be looking to try and challenge Loganov and the other Russians today, that's for sure. He'll be going for gold, and he's so smooth. Lavi is right with him again, a little bit wide around the last 2 gates, losing some traction and some rhythm, some grip on the snow. Sang-ho Lee is the last qualifier through to the quarters. So Loganov will be up against Toda from Japan, Shikurikin from Russia up against Kwiatkowski from Poland, Sarasenbayev will be up against fellow Russian Kolegov, Novacek from Poland will be up against Sang-ho Lee from Korea, the man on the left of your picture, who's doing well again. He loves the big occasion. And he loves performing under a little bit of pressure. There you have it. Sang-ho Lee is through to the quarters. Unbelievable competition here. We look to head back to the ladies' competition for their quarterfinals. In which Natalia Soboleva will get underway, the #1 qualifier up against Maria Chik from Poland. Elizaveta Salikova from Russia will race against Harim Zhong from Korea. Another Russian athlete in Maria Volova up against another Polish rider in Maria Mikulik. Then Anna Paula Vitola from Latvia, who raced really well, has a test against Milena Baikova from Russia. There is confirmation of our quarterfinalists. Remember, 2 races in each heat. 1 on the red, 1 on the blue. The difference from the first run goes into the second run, and it's the quickest over the 2 races that goes through. The races will come thicker and faster throughout the later stages. The competition will only get fiercer. In blue, on the blue track, Maria Cik from Poland. And on the red side, Natalia Soboleva. Soboleva, the 23-year-old, has led throughout this competition, second in the World Championship in 2019. Up against somebody now, and she could cause problems. The 8th quickest qualifier in the blue is slower out the blocks, though. And you can hear the fans. It's getting tougher for Soboleva, but she still makes it look so easy. She's gone up a gear herself, ripping it. The carving turns, natural, cruises over the finish line, making it look so simple. And racing well is Maria Cik, but unfortunately, in this game of cat and mouse, the mouse sometimes has to get away. Great racing from Russia once again. Second leg yet to come. Touching the tip of the board to get over the finish line. It's a huge difference, so it's 1.29 will be the advantage for Soboleva on the second run. This is where it becomes to get very interesting. Elizaveta Sadikova from Russia qualified 5th fastest. Arim Young from Korea 4th fastest. In blue, it is Arim Young on the blue track. Sadikova races on the red side. Arim Young, 23, from Korean National Sports University, World Cup racer since 2011. 2 times Europa Cup winner. Has a test on her hands here, though, against Sadikova, who took a first place in the Junior World Championships in 2016. This one is going to be super fast. Sadikova on the red side, the Korean Arim Young in blue, and it is very close throughout the opening third of the course. Going wide around the lines is Sadikova. It looks as if on that picture that it's the Korean that is just leading this opening heat. Remember, we still have another race coming our way, but if there's anything like this one, this heat is going to be incredible. Round 1 completed. And if round 2 is anything like that, we are in for a treat. The whole way down, both racers almost changing their edges simultaneously. Crucial to get over that line first. And look, inches. But how far? It looks as if Salikova, yes, it is Salikova that takes it 400th of a second. That's the closest race today. There'll be more cheers for more home racers, but Polish racer on the left of your screen, now on your picture, is Maria Valova from Russia. More Russian successes up against Alexandra Mikulak from Poland. Valova, first in the Russian Championship in 2018 in halfpipe as well. That's an incredible stat to be able to compete in both types of boarding. It looks like there's problems on the blue side. And there's a massive, massive lead so far for Valova. Oh, but there's a fall as well. Both have gone. And you can see that all of a sudden, on the blue side, Mikulak has the bit between her teeth. She thought that the race was over, but there's problems for both athletes. And now they're crossing the line at the same time. Mouth-watering stuff. Stolen by Alexandra Mikulak. Hand shakes. It's by 100th of a second we're getting news through. Nothing between them. Serious drama in a serious sport, flying over the toe edge. And for the first time, we've actually seen a Russian mistake on this course. Valova, fourth place on the World Cup this year in the parallel slalom. There's still another race to go, nothing between these two. May as well just forget about the time. We are getting seriously treated here as we meet Milena Bakova again, second quickest qualifier. Racing on the blue side to start with. Lorana Tola, who raced very well, consistently would be a good word, against Toyoda, who made mistakes in the 8th finals. Both races are away nicely. Good starts for the Latvian and the Russian. But Bakova is going well here, and there's almost a whole gate between the two of them. Bakova is cruising, doesn't want to make an error through the second half of this course because she has a great lead. She's chosen to go on the blue side first. Potentially the red side has been slightly quicker throughout the day, but it doesn't matter because the number 2 seeded qualifier takes the victory. Two times world junior champion, 10th place at the Olympic Games. She has a real chance if the likes of Natalia Sabaleva is not on top 4. Lorana Tola racing well, but has it all to do going through the second round of the quarterfinals. So advantages for Sabaleva. It's a real small advantage after an epic race for Salikova as well from Russia. Great racing, 400th of a second that one as well. Maria Valova is behind to Mikulak from Poland by 100th of a second. then Milena Bajkova goes into the second round of the quarterfinal heats with a lead of 1.29 seconds. Some exciting times coming, and the crowd know it as well. Soccer Arena, the home to so many big moments already, but we have more coming our way. Lifts to the top as our racers go again in just a moment. The soccer cluster just won alongside the Abuga cluster, the home of cross-country skiing, ski orienteering, biathlon academy, also another venue. Great moments coming from the fun park, Bobrovi as well, in the ski racing with the slalom taking place. This morning, we know that we've got some great matches coming from the Crystal Ice Arena as well. Loads of sports coming your way here at the FISU 29th Winter Univesiada from Krasnoyarsk. So we go back to the beginning for the men. Two races, quickest over the two go through. You lose the first one, you start with that deficit for the second one. Loganov is the favourite. He's the double-double, they call him, the double world champion at junior and senior level. Hiroa Toda has an opportunity, though, to cause a massive upset. Toda, who really did just squeeze past Kremej Glavan by 800th of a second. Loganov from Krasnoyarsk State University. Toda, who was just in your picture. Chukyo. There is Loganov, who, as mentioned earlier, as well as he's done in the World Championships, hasn't won on the World Cup since 2018, but definitely the one to watch here, definitely the one who's leading every single charge. Toda will be looking across the start gates, knowing he needs to reach levels of performance he hasn't reached before to push his opponents. No appearances on the World Cup for Toda. Loganov, well, he raced just last week in Secret Garden and took a second. Loganov is so aggressive, isn't he? And he takes an early lead. It's going to be how he keeps the speed throughout the second two-thirds of this course. Left to right, Loganov is just cruising the course that he knows so well. Loganov, well, he's winning by a gate and a half. The fans love him. Who can really push the number one? Looking around, it's just going to be, well, from his own country, Dmitry Sarsenbayev, Sang-Ho Lee. They're the other big hitters, the fast racers in this discipline. Foot off the gas from Loganov. We won't be seeing that later on over the finish line. He'll be trying to touch the front side of his board. Loganov with that 1.19 advantage. Blue, Oscar Kwiatkowski. Big muscles, posing from Vladislav. Shuriken. Shuriken has to race now. Well, that he's posed so elegantly. He's on the red side. Kuratovsky racing on the blue, and this is pretty close stuff from both racers. Again, it looks as if they're changing edges simultaneously, but it's quicker racing through the second quarter of the course, really. And Shuriken, but it's close over the finish line as well. And on the blue side, Kuratovsky looks like he's going to steal it. Big racing. Just by a tenth of a second or so. Poland will have the advantage going into the second heat. And after a quick start, the Russian, Kuratovsky, just never gave up. Slow turns at the end. Shuriken, costly. We have it all to go again in just a moment. Almost 0.2 of a second. That's going to mean everything going into the second leg. On the blue course, Valery Kolegov from Russia, another big racer, big name, 6th fastest qualifier, up against Dmitry Sarsanbayev. It's an all-Russian affair, and on paper Sarsanbayev was the quicker qualifier. He's also a 2-time world champion in parallel giant slalom, but he is going to be tested against Kolarov here today as well. Raced on the World Cup, the man on the blue course since 2012. A 6th place on the World Cup in 2015 as well, but he's been quiet as of late. But we know how good the Russian racers are in this competition. Dmitry Sarsanbayev, he's being pushed all the way here by Kolegov over the finish line. Who's going to take it? It looks as if it's Dmitry Sarsanbayev, but just by a whisker. And it just shows how close these races are going to be coming into the final stages. This is not how the World Cup is raced anymore. The World Cup is one race, flat out, red versus blue. Winner goes through. This competition, different. Both races ride both courses. It's the old school format. But it's going to light up here from Siberia. Sarsanbayev, the favourite, but between these two, who knows? There's the confirmation. Before we go back to the top. Sang-Ho Lee, potentially the biggest threat to the double-double winner of Dmitry Loganov. Mikhail Novacek from Poland standing in his way first. Novacek is an experienced racer, as we've seen, was impressive over the finish line in the 8th finals, and Sang-Ho Lee will know that he has it all to do here. Maybe on the slightly slower race course on the Blues side, it's a close start again. And if this is just an appetizer for what's to come, we are in for a real treat throughout the final stages. Sang-Ho Lee looks like he's got this one so far, though, as he goes left to right over the finish line. First for Korea, second for Poland. Novacek by 0.41 of a second. He will have to work hard to wrestle his way in to the semi-finals. Great shots. Is Sang-Ho Lee riding well enough to challenge the Russians? He's winning. That's a good start. So that's the first run of the quarterfinals finished. Dmitry Loganov is still the man to beat the whole way through today's proceedings. Phenomenal performance. Oskar Kotovsky leading Vladislav Shikurikin. Good work from Sarsanbayev, Sang-Ho Lee as well, as we go back to the ladies. And Natalia Soboleva, who has a healthy lead, to say the least, against the Polish rider, Maria Cheek. There is Maria Helena Cheek from Poland. 1.29 is the difference. Mistakes need to be made, really, for Natalia Soboleva to fall behind in this one, and she's been near on perfection throughout the first hour or so of competition here in the soccer cluster. Natalia Soboleva is released first. She's first out the hatch, and already the lead is just increasing. Soboleva on cruise control. Maria Helena Cheek has raced herself into a top 8 position. But Soboleva, first place, is where she wants to be after a second at the World Championships. She has her sights on gold today. And for Cheek from Poland, well, just 20 years young. The University of Krakow can be very proud of their snowboarding racer. First time in this competition. Good performances domestically, and Wisna Boka on one of the lower ranked FIS races. That was a big test against one of the in-form racers in the world, who took a 15th place in the Olympic Games in Sochi here in Russia. Lost to Esther Ledecka that day, who's a reigning Olympic champion for this sport. But Soboleva is looking for gold. Back to the top. Lizaveta Salikova from Russia up against Heremyong from Korea on the red course. And if you remember, this one went right to the wire earlier on. It was a photo finish. Narrowest of margins. They're starting near enough at the same time, as you can see. 400ths of a second separates these two racers onto this really fast track in Siberia. Salikova on the blue has just lost her lead. Heremyong is coming through strong, the 4th fastest qualifier, the fastest non-Russian qualifier as well. Looks like she's going to knock Sadikova out today here on home snow. And she does. Good racing, good speed, and a great comeback. What a great race. Sadikova, too many mistakes on the top half of the course. Harignon goes through. Now we'll have to race against Natalia Soboleva in what will be an incredible matchup between two of the best here. Sadikova qualified through as fifth. The first Russian to leave the competition in the knockout stages. Still, don't be surprised if we see 3 Russians in the final. In the final 4, but we're still competing. Maria Belova goes again on the blue course. 100th of a second down to Alexandra Michalek from Poland. Again, they're releasing at the same time. This is almost just a flat-out race. Red against blue. Russia against Poland. Russia already have lost 1 of their big races. They can't afford to lose 2. They want 3 in the final 4. At the moment, they only have 1. Belova in blue is slightly slower out the starting gates. Michalek from Poland has just gone over the heel edge. Foot has been taken off the gas from Poland. The cheers from the crowd are of support, but also relief as they push and push their racers down the hill and through the gates, and the wheels have fallen off of the performance on the red side. Relief for Russia and Maria Belova. But a warm round of applause for Alexandra Michalek, who crosses the finish line. Great day for her, just 19. 10th place in the World Junior Championship for parallel slalom, and a great performance here today, taking Russia right to the wire. But you have to go risk against reward. You really do. There's confirmation. DNF for Michalek, but she's done so well. Belova goes to the semis. It's time for the final race of the quarterfinals. The Latvian Paulina Vitola. It's 1.29 seconds down against that athlete in your picture, Milena Baikova from Russia. Baikova from the Volga Region State Academy of Physical Culture. 2 times junior world champion in this event, and you can see how much of an advantage she has going into this second run, and she only looks like she's going to pull away a little bit more as the sun shines over Milena Baikova. Unfortunately, it looks as if the dream for Paulina Vitola from Latvia has come to an end. She won't finish, but Milena Baikova certainly will. Crosses the finish line, looking really, really good, but hasn't been tested the same way as some of the others as of yet. Vitola, the 20-year-old in the Latvian Academy of Sports Education. First time at these games. The only Latvian to qualify for the last 16. Great job. You've done yourself and your family very proud, and we hopefully will see you again on the circuit. Well, there we have it. The 4 semi-finalists. Soboleva, Young, Belova and Bakova, but there's the confirmation that we need. Elena Baikova is going through to the semis.
And gets ready for the second round of the quarterfinals.
So we go backwards and forwards again, and it's time for the men to take center stage here in Krasnoyarsk. Some shots of the crowd who are just being entertained. And watch out for the mascot as well, who's seen usually dancing as ladies parallel giant slalom is confirmed. Soboleva will be up against Harim Yong in the semi-final. Harim Yong, who has the best chance of upsetting the Russians here. Smiles all around for Russia. Dmitry Loganov is coming. You can hear that because it's time for the snowboard men's parallel giant slalom quarterfinals, second run. Dmitry Loganov racing on the blue line from Russia, the double world champion at junior and senior level, the only person to ever do that, up again against Hiroa Toda from Japan, who's 1.19 down. It seems to be too much for Japan to do this one, but Toda just needs to concentrate on himself and his own performance here to try and push Loganov. And he's come out really well, to be fair, Hiroa Toda. Surely there's no upset here. Loganov is not racing as well. Hiroa Toda is giving this everything as Loganov starts to find a little bit more speed throughout the second half of this course. Toda has really gone hell for leather here, and he has done himself very proud against one of the world's best in Dmitry Loganov, who's yet to lose. Krasnoyarsk State University's very own. Loganov takes it. And for Toda, his first time at this competition, has raced fearlessly. He's given it everything, and he's left everything out there on the snow. Props to him. Loganov, though, at the moment, doesn't look like he can be beaten. He's only been on the World Cup for, well, this is his third season. He's just 19 years old, and he's through to the semis, first one. Hiroa Toda, great job, though. Vladislav Shkurikin from Russia, 5th placed in qualification, former world junior champion in his own right, is up against that man, Oskar Kwiatkowski from Poland, who's racing on the red course, and he has a lead of, well, almost 0.2 of a second, and he's going to need every 100th of that. He's not got off to the best start, but the red gates at times proved to be slightly quicker Shakurikin wants to try and get his way into the semi-final. That really could have 3 Russians if he can qualify, but it's going to go to the wire. You can see that already. Kwiatkowski already has 1 foot in the semis. Does he take it? Yes, he does, and there's a bail on the line. Shakurikin has gone. Poland through. They already have 1 through now. Kwiatkowski, but maybe if Novacek can make up 0.41 of a second on Sang-Ho Lee, they might have 2 in the semi-finals. Good moments though, and great pictures of not only the snowboarding, but of Vladislav Shakurikin waving to his home support. Was slower on the first run by 0.17 and on the second run by 0.24. Eating a little bit of snow crossing the finish line. This is all Russian. Dmitry Sarsenbayev will be racing on the blue course. Up against Valery Kolegov. Kemerovo State University. Sarsenbayev going from the Siberian State University. The favourite on paper would be Sarsenbayev. But once again, there's nothing between the two, just 0.15 down is Kolegov. Sarsenbayev has just opened up the lead again on the blue side, racing well in rhythm, but pushing all the same as Valery Kolegov, who has nothing to lose here. Sarsenbayev pulls away. This one could still go either way. No mistakes could be made if you want to place in the semis, but Sarsenbayev quicker in qualification, quicker over 2 races in the quarterfinals. Often in the top 10 on the World Cup for parallel slalom. 14th in this event in Korea at the Olympic Games. Remember, there's only parallel giant slalom that's recognised by the Olympics. Parallel slalom currently isn't raced at the Olympic level. Lots of respect, but only one can go through, and that's Dmitry Sarsenbayev, a DNF next to the name of Kolegov, who's done a superb job. The final, quarter-final. Big pressure. The weight of the world on the shoulders of Mikhail Novacek, who has to make up almost half a second against the Olympic silver medalist Sang-Ho Lee from Korea. Novacek from the Jersey Kukuchka Academy. A 4th in this competition, remember, in Kazakhstan 2 years ago. The competition where Sang-Ho Lee only took a 6th. Sang-Ho Lee on the red is off to a fairly good start, but this one has all the makings of a close encounter. Slowing down slightly is Mikhail Novacek, but as the camera changes, front on now, we can see there's nothing between the two. Sang-Ho Lee on the red is holding on tight. No way is Poland going to take it on the line. It's so close. Sang-Ho Lee looks straight to his boots. We're going to need to see another camera angle of that one. Did Mikhail Novacek just overturn Sang-Ho Lee and knock out the Olympic silver medalist to go through to the semi-finals? Sang-Ho Lee made too many errors over the final 3 or 4 gates. Lost too much speed. It's so close. It's going to be 100th of a second or so that decides this competition. He was 0.41 of a second down. Has he just knocked out Sang Ho Lee? It looks like he has, but we still wait for confirmation. By 200th of a second. Mikhail Novacek has done the impossible. Ladies and gentlemen, put on your seatbelts because we are at the parallel giant slalom and it is going off it. Some great highlights, but maybe the highlights of this competition are yet to come. But we've had so many high moments and low ones as well. As we get ready to go back to the women's competition. Final for 2 runs. Quickest over the 2 goes through to the big final. The slower one through to the small final.
Zajebiście.
On to 5 był, ale poszedł w końcówkę, a przegrywał z półtyki.
Pięknie, pięknie. Końcówka dobrze poszedł.
Tak.
Nobody thought when coming to Siberia that people will be walking around with anything less than their warmest attire, but the weather's lovely. The racing is perfect. The favourites are winning, mostly, and the only big upset is that the Korean, on the men's side of the event, Sang Ho Lee has just been knocked out of the competition. Apart from that, we have world champions racing. We have world junior champions ready to go as well. There's the confirmation of what was just so entertaining. Loganov, Kowalski, Sarsenbayev, Novacek goes through at the hands of Sang Ho Lee. 0.41 of a second he knocked off to win it by 200ths. Mexican waves. The crowd are waiting to see if their big performers, Natalia Soboleva, got a second in this event at the World Championships in the USA just last month, can take gold today. They have 3 shots, really, because Maria Velova, Milena Bakova race each other, so Russia will have at least 1 representative in the final, and it will not be surprising if they have 2. Natalia Soboleva is now racing against Harim Jong from Korea. But Milena Bakova, who's 2 times a world junior champion, 2017 and 2018. They just have strength and depth, Russia, in this competition. It will go to the wire. That's something we are sure of. And there's the mascot for the competition. You like a Siberian dog who symbolizes loyalty, friendliness, joy, and everlasting energy. I can confirm the last comment. Yulaika does not stop dancing and running around. Siberia, well, covers 57% of Russia. And the biggest country of the world, that's a really big region. Just as the races progress to the finals, there's just a slight longer wait. But the snowboard ladies, parallel giant slalom, have reached the semi-finals. It's time for run 1. Put on your seatbelts. Rim Young has it all to do. The Korean 4th seeded qualifier from the Korean National Sport University has her biggest test of the day against Natalia Soboleva from Russia. From the Siberian State University. As you've just heard, it's a big, big part of Russia-Siberia, but she's a big, big rider, Soboleva. But this is a great start from both riders. Best of 2 heats. So really, Rim Young, riding on the blue course, just wants to stay as close as she can do to Natalia Soboleva. And it is close as well. Yes, this tie will not be decided right here, right now. But if anybody thought that Soboleva was going to cruise it today, they've potentially just been proven wrong. Because Rim Young has just beaten Soboleva for the first time by 0.18 of a second. Wow. Keep your seatbelts on. Incredible stuff. Soboleva, who's really looked unbeatable throughout the earlier stages against Maria from Poland and against Katerina Lyabina. This has been a different contest, though. Much more consistent, keeping speed through the turns. Well done, Korea. The sole hope of grabbing a non-Russian medal. The small finals will be competed for bronze. 0.18 down. Russia need to get behind their star lady. Semi-final number 2. Russia versus Russia. Elena Baikova goes on the blue course. Maria Volova on the red. It's 2 versus 3 from the time qualification. It's another one that's going to go to the wire, that's for sure, as they're underway. Volova in red. Baikova on the blue side. Baikova looks like she's got a slight lead. But the red course quickens, but there's a crash on the red side. Maria Volova, her dreams of gold might have just disappeared. Going over the toe edge. And Elena Baikova storms it. Pressure is a funny thing. You either rise to it or it works against you. Much better line high at the start of the turn and tight to the gate on the second. Bykova will have a lead of 1.29 seconds going through to the second run of this semi-final. "20 gates that have just been put together. They're identical. The piste is the same gradient. The races are moving so quickly now. It's back to the men's parallel giant slalom. First run of the semi-final. It's the first semi-final as well. Just a slight pause before we can get underway. Dmitry Loganov is the favourite for this one on the red course. On the blue, Oskar Kwiatkowski from Poland, who's just knocked out the second quickest qualifier from Korea. Can he knock out Loganov now? Patience needed. Two Polish racers in the semi-finals. They're guaranteed a medal. But will they win two? Loganov and Sarasenbayev have the best chance on paper, but paper means nothing when the pressure is on. Loganov on the red side goes so much wider on the gate, but keeps the speed nicely. Kwiatkowski holding on tight, trying to maintain speed, but Loganov has crashed out. Disappointment for Russia, devastation. Kwiatkowski just needs to stay on his board. The double winning world champion at junior and senior level has it all to do now. He will start 1.19 seconds down. Kwiatkowski looking to cause an upset after his fellow countryman Novacek did the same. PGS delivering on all fronts. Let's have a look at Loganov. Really trying to get maximum performance out of the board, right the way over on the edge, but the weight goes over as well. His head goes inside. Oh my word. Poland have turned up today, and they are looking to crush the Russian dreams. Loganov, a local from Krasnoyarsk. Maybe even he feels the pressure. A DNF for Loganov. Back to the top. Seventh quickest qualifier. Mikhail Novacek has just raced so consistently. Quick, fast, relentless. But he has to do the same again. Already one upset. Dmitry Sarasenbayev from the Siberian State University, 2 times world junior champion, has to bring his A game here. Because Russia are not having everything their own way. And they're off very, very quickly. Sarasenbayev is showing some intent out of the starting gate, riding aggressively. Novacek, who's taking a more direct line, has lost some speed. Sarasenbayev is racing really well here. The edge changes are smooth. He's dynamic on the board. He comes up in between turns. Novacek is staying with the Russian here, though. Can he finish strongly? The man from Poland is doing it again, but is it enough? No. But there's still a long way to go. Respect. Why not? We are going to the wire every single time. Shots, you can see how close Novacek is trying to get to the gates every time. Had to put the brakes on that turn though. Flick the heels out. 0.23 is the difference. Sarsenbayev, he can be happy. So a slight break once again. And what is just proving to be some of the most exciting times. As we see the mascot everywhere. The snowboard, ladies, parallel, giant slalom is back to the forefront of this Games. A slight pause as Natalia Soboleva, the #1 qualifying seed, has to make up almost 0.2 of a second here. It's going to be upsetting for the Russian, who's 2 times a world junior champion, podiums on the World Cup, a 2nd place at the World Championships this year, just a month ago, but has to make 0.2 up from the Korean Hyun Young to make sure that she goes through to the final. Young on the red side needs to try and stay composed and believe in her ability throughout this semi-final. Natalia Soboleva is still behind, and she has to put her foot down now. It looks as if Young might have just lost a little bit of speed, but it's going to be the next angle that we really see who's in charge of this one. Hyun Young, can she provide the biggest upset so far of this competition? Red versus blue, Russia versus Korea is going to the wire. And it looks as if Korea have taken it. Natalia Soboleva, disappointment for the Russian. She will have to battle for bronze, but what a performance. Hyun Young from the Republic of Korea, the National Sporting University, the first time she's entered the Winter Univesiada. Well, she's come in and she's conquered the 2nd best racer in the world. A 2nd in the World Championships. Soboleva is going for bronze today. Russia are not dominating this competition as they want to. Confirmation. Hyun Young is through. Luckily for Russia, they are guaranteed 1 finalist. That's for sure, Maria Velova. She will ride the blue course. Milena Baikova on the red side has a lead of 1.29 seconds because of Maria Velova's fall in the previous race. Pressure for both of the athletes, no pressure for Russia on the whole, as they know they've got a finalist. Baikova has such a big lead. Oh, she almost goes over on the toe edge though. But cruising stuff. Velova, well, it looks as if she's gone slightly further behind. Left to right. from Elena Baikova as she cruises towards the finish line. The gap is still the same. And for Baikova, from the Volga Region State Academy of Physical Culture, crosses the line and will make the final. Twice world junior champion, 2017, 2018, 10th in Pyeongchang. She will be racing for gold against Harim Young, who is upsetting the odds today.
Друзья, отличные новости в женском большом финале. И в розыгрыше медалей у нас как минимум бронзовая медаль у России, друзья.
But the finals have been decided. Milena Baikova goes through by 2.19 of a second. Everyone having to get their breath back after Natalia Soboleva, the favorite, will be riding for bronze. No one would have thought that. There is the confirmation for the small final, aka the race for bronze. And for the big final, Harim Young upsets Natalia Soboleva and now will race another Russian, Elena Baikova. Who knows what's coming? Belova took an 8th last time out in Secret Garden. Soboleva 11th. So that's their last head-to-head. Result between the two, but back to the snowboarding men's parallel giant slalom. Can it be any more exciting than what it already has provided us today? That means that Dmitry Loganov is up after the DNF. He has to perform. He really does. There is Dmitry Loganov, the winner of the double-double, the only person in history to win the PGS and the parallel slalom at junior and senior level. Oskar Kwiatkowski, though, from Poland, has a 1.19 start on the red course as well. This is going to have everything, but Loganov on home snow, he's from Krasnoyarsk, has got so much time to make up. He's off to a quick start, but surely Kwiatkowski from Poland is going to upset the Russian apple cart here at the Winter Univesiada. Loganov, though, is keeping the speed throughout halfway, but just in front is Kwiatkowski from Poland. But Loganov is pushing through. The whole of Russia pushing that boy over the line. No! Another massive upset. Loganov, not today. Poland have been incredible. And the pressure at the top of the hill must have been insane. Kwiatkowski knowing that he has a lead over the hero of Russian snowboard racing. Kwiatkowski doing Poland proud. Loganov, can't be his day every day. Dmitry Sarsenbayev now. It's Russia against Poland again. Poland already have one racing for gold. Mikhail Novacek, 0.23 of a second down, but if there's anything we've learned about Novacek is that he can come back from wherever. Remember, he was 0.5 0.43 of a second down against Sang-Ho Lee, and he won by 200th of a second. If that will not help him rise in confidence, who knows what will. It would be devastation if Russia have no representation in this final. And the only man who can do anything about that is Mikhail Novacek from Poland. Sarsenbayev has gone already on the blue. Russia cannot deal with the pressure at the top of the hill. Unbelievable. It looks like Poland will race Poland for gold when everybody thought it was all about the Russians. Poland have really performed. Mistakes have been too costly for Russians' finest racers. And would you believe it? Nobody had this written down. This was not the script. Poland have beaten Russia in Russia twice. Sarsenbayev almost taking Novacek with him. But Novacek at that point already knew. DNF is going to be all Poland for gold, all Russia for bronze. Dmitry Loganov will be disappointed. He's won huge events, but this was his moment to come to Krasnoyarsk and really deliver his finest performance in front of his own people. But not this time for the 19-year-old. It will have to go down as a learning experience. Oskar Kwiatkowski with the performance of his career. The two Polish racers not really placing high as the Russians on the World Cup scene, but it doesn't matter. Look at that, the small final. Loganov, Sarsenbayev. Nobody predicted that. But that's why we love racing. Kwiatkowski, Novacek, battling it out for gold in Russia. Just moments to recover breath, but Novacek is so quick. Racing on the World Cup from 2014, but not so many top 10 performances. We go back to the ladies. The ladies parallel giant slalom has reached the final stages. And racing for bronze, really. It's called the small final, but we know that there's big pride for both. Natalia Soboleva, fastest qualifier on the red course. Maria Volova for Russia on the blue as well. Disappointment could still well turn to joy. The first run of two. Remember, the quickest from the first run manages to start with an advantage of the same deficit for the second, and this one is super close. Russia versus Russia for bronze. Pride at stake. Soboleva cruising so much easier than the previous run. Volova looks as if she's going to have to settle for second. The first run is over. Soboleva is back to winning ways after that second place in the USA World Championships, although not today, just for bronze. Vlhova still has a chance at 0.40 back. Great bounce back ability from Soboleva. Extremely disappointing for her not to be going for top spot. Vlhova, 0.4 of a second back to Soboleva before the second run. The crowd can't wait. Are Russia going to see a gold? Milena Bakova is their only option now. Nobody thought that Bakova would be the only one to qualify for the big final from Russia. Run one. Milena Bakova, 2 times world junior champion, a 10th at the Olympic Games in this discipline in Korea last year, is up against Harim Yong from the Republic of Korea, 2 times European Cup winner, but did not predict this one. She's already knocked out Natalia Soboleva, who was 2nd in the World Championships this year. All to play for here. The gold medal will not be won and lost on this run, but every turn matters as it's Russia against Korea. Bakova in the blue. Looks like she started slightly better from Harim Yong, but Harim Yong is such a competitor and you can never counter out. We're almost halfway through and there's still nothing between the two. Every turn means so much. It's a 2-legged big final and it's going to go to the wire no matter what. Harim Yong by 0.12 is behind. Russia do take it on the line. It was so close. Russia have the advantage and that means everything. Sport is about all of the small details coming together at the right time, and every 10th of a second means the world here. Milena Bakova leads just. Next race, 2 of the favourites. The men parallel giant slalom has reached small final run 1 time. And this is an encounter fit to be a final. On the blue course, Dmitry Sarasenbayev took a 10th in Secret Garden last week. Loganov is the prince of Krasnoyarsk, and in his eyes he would want to be racing for gold today after winning the double world championship last month. He's not quite racing his best, but he will have such a test racing on the red course. Dmitry Loganov against Dmitry Sarasenbayev. It looks as if Sarasenbayev is just off to a slightly better start. They approach midway, and it looks as if Loganov has taken his foot off the gas again, and he's gone. The confidence from Dmitry Loganov has just disappeared. It's a mental game racing. He's lost concentration. Sarasenbayev has kept composure. Loganov cannot link his turns. Has it all to do just for a medal now. Loganov with the DNF again. 2 times in a row on the first run. Well, it's time for the snowboard men's parallel giant slalom. Big final, run 1. And who would have thought it? 2 Polish racers. Mikhail Novacek will race on the blue side. Oskar Kiratowski will be racing on the reds. Kiratowski has already beaten Dmitry Loganov. Novacek beats Sarsenbayev. Poland have already delivered a great performance in these races. But who will win the gold? Mikhail Novacek in blue. In red, Oskar Kiratowski. It's a very close start. Poland already proud. But both of these racers, who will know each other so well, will want to take gold for themselves. It would be a great souvenir. For both performances, there's mistakes. From Kiratowski, he's lost so much speed going over the toe edge. And early on, it looks as if Mikhail Novacek has got the lead. Still, a lot of work to do, but half a second is the difference. Mikhail Novacek has come from nowhere. 7th in qualification. People took notice when he knocked out Olympic silver medalist Sang-Ho Lee from 0.4 of a second down to win by 200ths. And now he's got one hand on a gold medal from 7 in the qualification. Racing takes a different dynamic, a different mentality. Poland are proud though. Unbelievable, and so they should be. Novacek, half a second up, Kiratowski. Calm before the storm once again. The ladies' parallel giant slalom. Small final, run 2 for the bronze. On the blue course, Natalia Soboleva, who was well fancied for gold, but it was not her day in that respect, is up against Maria Velova. Soboleva has 0.4 of a second head start from the first run against her Russian opponent, racing for pride and racing for bronze. Russia, who have sent their best team to this event, have made their fans proud. But who will it be? Soboleva on the blue course is racing fearlessly now and fastly. But Maria Velova is not too far away, that's for sure. Natalia Soboleva, as we reach the second half of the course, is almost 3/4 of a gate in front. 2 or 3 gates left for Soboleva. She will take it comfortably, and it's a great comeback after losing in the semi-finals. Natalia Soboleva takes the bronze, 2nd at the Senior World Championship in this event at senior level, takes the bronze here at the Winter Univesiada in Krasnoyarsk 2019. Proud moments for her, and also Maria Velova from St. Petersburg State University. 4th place in the World Cup already this year. Has to settle, unfortunately, for 4th again. But Russia are good. They're very good. And they take bronze. whole arena taking deep breaths. Their only hope of gold is Milena Bakova. They had the 3 fastest women in qualification. Confirmation from the ladies' small final. Natalia Soboleva takes the bronze.
The gold medal winner of the Univesiada. In discipline, parallel triathlon women.
Отлично, поддерживаем,
The ladies' parallel giant slalom, big final, run 2. This is it. The last day's worth of competition has come down to this. And Herim Young from the Republic of Korea has been phenomenal. Knocking out the favourite, Natalia Soboleva, to reach this point. She now finds herself 0.1 of a second down against Milena Bakova, who'll be racing on the red course. Herim Young on the blue. And we are underway. A good start is really necessary on the blue course for Herim Young if she wants to overturn this one. The Republic of Korea can be so proud of their racer so far. And she's got off to a very good start. She's overtaken Milena Bakova. The racers still on the top third of the track, but they're aware of each other. They know what the standing is so far. Herim Young is about to do something incredible. If she can hold her nerve and cross the line, have Korea taken gold? Yes, they have. Milena Bakova had 0.14 of a second of an advantage. Has to settle for silver, and what a day. Herim Young from 4th in the qualifications. The Korean National Sport University can be very proud of their racer. Raced on the World Cup since 2011. A best of an 8th in the parallel giant slalom, but today she takes gold. And Russia, who had all the authority going into this, have to settle for silver and bronze. What a performance. Herim Young, 23 years old, first time in this event, and she stomps it. Only a 16th place at the World Championship this year. The men's parallel giant slalom, small final for bronze. Again, it's an all-Russian affair. Number 1 in your picture, Dmitry Loganov, has to make up a daunting 1.19 second against Dmitry Sarsenbayev, who will be racing on the red course. Loganov on the blue. Russia, a guaranteed bronze. Sarsenbayev goes to university in Siberia. Loganov, he's a local of Krasnoyarsk, and he's the double world champion. But he will not be the winner of this Univesiada, but he has it all to do. Look at the difference already. Loganov has to race his best here against a Sarsenbayev who was 3rd in qualification, and it looks as if he's going to take the bronze medal so far. Sarsenbayev, a 2-time junior world champion, 2016 and 2017, is getting caught by Loganov just when you think you've seen it all, but Loganov has got too tight to the gate, and there will be another DNF for Dmitry Loganov. Dmitry Sarsenbayev, congratulations, the bronze medalist from Krasnoyarsk 2019, the 29th Winter Univesiada. Disappointment for Loganov after a 2nd in the World Cup. last week in Secret Garden. His form and consistency is up and down, but what a day for Sarsenbayev, taking the bronze. Sarsenbayev is our bronze medalist. Fascinating entertainment throughout. The men's parallel giant slalom. Big final, run 2. Gold medal time. Everyone thought this would be an all-Russian affair. But Poland have well and truly upset the apple cart here. Oskar Kwiatkowski needs to find half a second here on the blue course against Mikhail Novacek, who's performed so well, beating the bronze medalist Sarsenbayev and upsetting Sang-Ho Lee on his way to this point. Oskar Kwiatkowski will be racing the blue course. Mikhail Novacek will be racing on the red side. Kwiatkowski finds himself half a second down, and when we thought it would be Russia, it's Poland, and it's a very wide start on the blue course. Kwiatkowski is slightly struggling here, making a little bit of a comeback as we reach the second quarter of the course though. 20 turns that are identical, and it could be a phenomenal performance here for Novacek on the red side, but it looks like Kwiatkowski is coming closer. Is he going to steal it? It looks as if there's been an upset. Gold goes to Oskar Kwiatkowski from half a second down. He's upset Mikhail Novacek, and it's by the narrowest of margins. 100th of a second. Poland take gold. Poland take silver. They can be so proud. Hugs all round. 100th of a second sums up our day here. The gold medalist from Krasnoyarsk 2019, Oskar Kwiatkowski. Nobody saw that coming, even until halfway. One mistake proving to be costly again. Novacek took a first place on his last outing in Davos on the Europa Cup. Kwiatkowski took bronze. Now it's the other way around. Catching the gate, Novacek. And once you make one mistake, it's a long way back. Incredible shots of just the most memorable day. Oskar Kwiatkowski is the gold medalist and the winner of the big final, but Poland take gold and silver as well. Mikhail Novacek will be very happy with his day's result, although there will be some mixed emotions, that's for sure. What a day's racing. The Polish flag flying high. Russia take the bronze in the men's, where in the women's, Erin Young from the Republic of Korea has surprised a few as well. Pictures and memories that will just last a lifetime. What a day. Great moments from Krasnoyarsk 2019, where Russia were the favourites, but they had to settle for medals that weren't gold. It's time for the flowers ceremony here from Krasnoyarsk 2019, the 29th Winter Univesiada. Krasnoyarsk is the heart of Siberia, and the heart of snowboarding has been beating very, very quick all day. The world's best student athletes have come together. They're performing.
Third place, representing Russia,
Third place, representing Russia. Maybe not the medal she would have wanted after a second at the World Championship this year, but great performances for Natalia Soboleva. She can be proud of her third place and bronze medal. And another Russian on the podium, showing their dominance. And the future is very bright. Milena Baikova, a former World Junior champion, takes the silver. And in emphatic fashion, Harim Young has really performed well to upset Russia today. She's the gold medalist. A day that the Republic of Korea won't forget in a hurry. Harim Young takes the gold. Russia, silver and bronze. 20th place at the Olympic Games last year. It shows the progression of Harim Young and the Republic of Korea, how much that Games has pushed this sport on. The flower ceremony of the men's parallel giant slalom about to take place. Krasnoyarsk, the second largest region of the Russian Federation, has provided the perfect home for these student athletes to perform at the peak of their performance. We welcome back Dmitry Sarsanbayev from Russia, and then the two Polish finalists. Something that no one really expected. Poland were incredible. Third place, Dmitry Sarsanbayev, 14th place in this event in career at the Olympic Games, two-time world junior champion in 2016 and 2017. Has to settle for the bronze here though, but great racing all day. Very proud moments for Poland. Mikhail Novacek, from 7th place in qualification, national champion in 2018, takes the silver. And Oskar Kwiatkowski is the gold medalist from the 29th Winter Univesiada. There's the podium. Poland take the top two places. They go down in history, moments that they and their nation will remember, and celebrations will surely continue into the evening. Before we come back to play again tomorrow in the parallel slalom. The entertainment here from Sopka just doesn't stop. 11 different sports at 13 different arenas over 12 days. Krasnoyarsk 2019 is entertaining, enthralling. You do not want to miss a moment. It's been a pleasure to broadcast these exciting moments to you from the heart of Siberia as we have a look at the results once more. Arim Young, Melina Baikova racing in a great final. Heartache for Asa Toyoda, who made a couple of mistakes in her races, maybe went out a little bit early for what she wanted, but today was all about the Republic of Korea.